Hello everyone, welcome back. I believe today is Tuesday. It's hard to really know what day it is at this point. Welcome back. Hope you're all feeling well. We got a Tuesday, so we're going to practice urban flow. And again, the difference between the fit and the flow is going to keep you on the go and move you through the vinyasa transitions, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and yet you could always moderate and listen to your body and take those transitions off. In a fit class, the class is going to be guided mostly without inserting those transitions, and then in the flow we're going to put them in. So either way, you can practice both. They're both flow yoga, if you will. You can practice both, listening to your body, of course, listening and guiding the entire practice through your breath. And you should be able to have a wonderful practice physically, mentally, and emotionally either way. So I wouldn't get too hung up on, is it a fit or is it a flow? For the sake of defining the practice, it's all vinyasa yoga, and it's just a matter of then how we're inviting you to transition or cueing you to transition and through the poses. And then of course the different layers of poses that we can get into. There's so many ways that we can modify poses perhaps, and so you're just picking all of this up in your peripheral while you're on your mat and truly focusing on your breath, and that's all you really need to do. If you do all the poses, great. If you take a nice little break somewhere along the way and connect to your breath, find in your seat, in your meditation, that's wonderful too. Okay, have a great practice today, everybody. We will go for an hour. I'm just going to set my watch here, and we'll get started in child's pose. So hands and knees. Spread your knees so that they're mat width apart, and slide your bum back into your heels. And set and settle your forehead down onto the ground. You can even release your arms. Let your elbows touch the mat. And take a deeper breath, and on the exhale, let's soften and be still. And rather than enforcing or forcing the breath here on set, we'll just let the breath be natural and feel what's hanging out in the body today. And so right away, tapping into the sensation, letting that become a part of your conscious mind, and the sensations and things that you're feeling in your body. Could be a left rib, could be a right hip, it could be your wrist, could be like me and you feel something pretty much in your entire body in every shape. I mean, 2 days ago we practiced and it was 12/20/2020. I said that's a lot of twos. Well, we've one-upped ourselves. Today is 12/22/2020. So that's more twos than the other day. And I said twos, deuces, peace fingers. And we had the opportunity to observe the planets last evening. You could see it clear as day here in Los Angeles last night, which is a rare, we were joking, sometimes you can't even see the moon in Los Angeles. And yet last night you could see Jupiter and Saturn side by side. And pretty spectacular. And let's deepen the breath on your inhale. Rise up to all fours. And hands under your shoulders. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Hey, thank you those that have sent in your messages. I was asking who's done mostly all of the classes, and I've heard from several people and that have done pretty much every single class in quarantine over the last 10 months. Let's move your hips side to side. And here's the thing about practicing yoga. You have a year where you do 10 yoga classes all year. And you're like, oh man, I know I like those yoga classes. I'm going to do more next year. We're turning over to a new year, 2021. Okay, I'm going to do more of those yoga classes. And then you end up doing 50 yoga classes the following year, and you're like, man, that feels pretty good. I think I'll do more of those yoga classes. And so the following year, you do 100 yoga classes, one every 3 days. Like, man, that feels really good. And so you see how this can continue to expand, and that could be over the course, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Or you can just simply realize and save yourself a lot of those steps. Come back to center and square. Curl your toes. Exhale, lift your knees, hips up. And you could say, I'm going to land on the yoga mat every day. What that looks like, not so sure. Right, how I get there, not going to worry about it. But I'm going to land on my yoga mat. I'm going to land in my practice every single day. I'm practicing asana and the physical postures. And of course, connecting to my breath and practicing the technique of the breath, pranayama. And then exploring the practice of meditation while we're moving and through the sequence. And then, of course, in the stillness. And that comes on the heels of moving our body. Take a deep breath in, lift your heels up, and bend your knees, and slowly walk your feet all the way up to your hands, top of the mat. Big toes together, and drop the chin into your chest. Interlace the fingers on the nape of the neck, back of the head. Connect to your breath with your lips sealed in through the nose and out. Give your hamstrings some love. And practice in this relationship into your breath, and so that every movement is a kind and conscious and mindful movement in that you are making from the awareness of the breath and support. The breath is a foundation into the experience translated through your body, the expression. And release your hands down to the ground. Exhale all of your air. Inhale to lift halfway, little bend to the knees, flat back. And as you exhale, forward fold, drop the chin into the chest. Inhale, rise, stand up, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. And just waking the body up. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, dive, forward fold, bring your hands down to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. And plant the hands, bend the knees, step back into a high plank. High push-up together, inhale. Exhale, bend the arms, lower halfway down. Take another breath in. And lower the knees, lower the chest, lower the chin. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower the chest back down. Let's go child's pose. Take your bum back to your heels. Keep your arms active. Bring your forehead down. And feel your torso. Move it a little bit side to side. Feel some lateral movement in your torso as you breathe, picking up on these sensations in your shoulders and in your back. Inhale, rise, come up, tabletop, and curl your toes. Exhale, use the belly, scoop the belly, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and exhale, take 2 big steps to the top of your mat, big toes together. Inhale, lift halfway, draw your heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, inhale, rise, reach. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Now you're starting to feel what you're feeling. Inhale, arms up, and your body in motion. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the hands, step back, high plank. And together, take a breath in, and exhale, float halfway down, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips. So there's that transition. Moving with breath and from your plank into your up dog into your down dog. And that's what I'm saying. If the body says, maybe not as many, and just toggle back. Make your way from plank back into your down dog. And you're always checking in with your legs, the openness of your hips, and the relationship to your spine. Every breath, big inhale, bend your knees. And exhale, take 2 big steps to the top, big toes together. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand. Feel your feet root as you rise. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant the hands, step back, bend your arms as you exhale in chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And feel the strength in your legs. Take an inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Soften your back knee down. Untuck the toes, hands to your right thigh, lift your chest up. Shoulders down as you lay your hips into the lunge and steady your gaze out in front. Take a deeper breath, fill your lungs, feel the clarity, connection to your lungs. And on your inhale breath, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend your front leg, lunge a little bit deeper. Nice, breathe in, roll your gaze up, look high. And exhale, bring your gaze and hands down onto the ground. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, step back, high plank. And big toes together, outer edge of your right foot. And then float your left arm up, keep your gaze down. It's early, strengthen your legs, squeeze the inner thighs. And take a breath in through your nose. And exhale, pivot, come back into a high plank pose. Draw your low belly in. Exhale, bend the arms, lower halfway down. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Feel from your left wrist to your right heel. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Soften the right knee down. Untuck the toes, hands to your left thigh, support. Breathe, feel the space, expand through the upper chest. And as we get down into it and through the exhale, the belly comes in, the hips can go deeper. Inhale, reach your arms up. And so in part, there's an acceptance in the relationship that we're building with our body. Is our body necessarily always what we want it to be, or simply in connecting to what it is and what we're feeling? Take the gaze up. And as you exhale, bring your gaze and hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, step back into your high plank. Big toes together, outer edge of your left foot, and then reach your right arm up. And so a relationship of acceptance with our body, right? It's beautiful, it's full, right? It knows how to breed energy, connect and draw and heal simultaneously. And bring your gaze and right hand down, high plank. And know that's just one part of the practice, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, feel it as you move back into your down dog. Big toes together. Lift both heels, bend your knees, 2 big steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms up, build some heat, bend your legs, sit into your chair. Hands to your heart center, proud chest. Right elbow outside your left thigh, prayer twist. Pull your left elbow back in space. And keep your right knee slid back, weight into the heels, 3 breaths here. And if you're really getting into it on the exhale, you'll feel your belly draw away from your thighs. Connect to your ground, square, inhale, rise, arms up. Exhale, bend your legs, sit back into your chair. Hands to your heart, take an inhale. Left elbow outside your right thigh, pull your right elbow back in space. That'll line our forearms and bring the thumbs in toward the center of your heart. And belly draws away from your thighs. As you exhale, rotate and twist a little bit deeper. Feel it if the sweat is starting to beat up on the crown of your head, across your upper back. Let's look down. Inhale, rise square, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold it out. Belly in, hands to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the palms, 2 big steps back. Bend the arms, elbows in, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward dog. And our upper back is alive. Come into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. We're listening. Exhale, left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, kick back and up. Exhale, knee to your right elbow. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to your nose. Stay here. Step back, plank pose. Look forward. Bend the arms, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, up dog. And as you exhale, pull back, down dog. Step your right foot through. Lower your left knee down. Inhale, rise, arms up. And turn your pinky fingers in. Roll your thumbs out. And feel the width across your waist as you bend into your front leg. You got it. Bring your hands to your heart center and twist left elbow outside your right thigh. Pull your right elbow back in space. And feel in the twisting practice and how you literally pick it up where you left it off. And as you get more comfortable And breathing into the twist and feel the draw, squeeze into that resistance as you torque and exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. And draw back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your gaze and hands down. Curl your back toes, keep the knee on the ground, pull your hips back. Right leg straight. Notice if your hips are twisting, bumping out to the left. And draw your tailbone to the right. Draw the inner right knee back down towards the ground. Breathe into the hamstring. You got it. Come forward to your lunge. Back toes are tucked. Lift the knee. And then reach your arms up. Crescent Warrior. Bend your front leg. Knee stacks on top of the heel. Now lift the back of your left knee. And if that's tight in your low spine, then lift the base of your pelvis a little bit more. Connect to your belly. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Bring your gaze and hands down. Step back into a high plank. Bend your arms lower halfway. Hold chaturanga. Elbows in. Upper back strong. I'm kicking through the heels. And press back up. High plank. Exhale into your down dog. Great job. Inhale. Lift your right leg up. Exhale. Right knee to your right elbow. Inhale. Kick back and up. Exhale. Knee to your left elbow. Inhale. Back and up. Exhale, knee to your nose, stay here, shoulders over your wrists, step back, look forward, plank, chaturanga flow. Tops of the feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips and step your left foot in between your hands. Soften your right knee down, inhale, reach your arms up. Turn your pinky fingers in. Okay, your back toes are now untucked, your ankles is extended. Bring your hands to your heart, twist, right elbow outside your left thigh. And feel the width. Breathe into the space. See. Okay, the space inside, when it becomes connected, is space that you can work with in your mind. Right? It's not just the vastness of, well, where am I? Lost in space. And connect to the feeling. Let the body ground you. And use your breath. Back to center. Inhale, rise, arms up, reach. Exhale, gaze and hands down to the ground. Curl your back toes, keep your knee on the ground, and pull your hips back. Notice if the pelvis is swinging out to the right and tailbone back to the left. Inner left knee drawing towards the ground. You got to feel the hamstring. Breathe into it. And draw with the belly. Come forward back into your lunge. Lift your right knee. Step back into your high plank. And as you exhale, bend your arms. Hold chaturanga. Press your hands down into the ground. Claw the mat with your fingertips. Inhale, straighten your arms, come back up. And exhale, lift your bum, downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. And reset your hands, reset your feet. Might feel nice and to do a little pedal. In your legs, bend one knee, bend the other knee. Right. If you're going to begin to float, hop, or fly, make sure it's connected through the breath and the body contains as you exhale. And that's how you get lighter and lighter in these transitions. Bring your big toes together. Soft landings, lift your heels. Exhale, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, dive, bow, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant, step, or light hop, chaturanga dandasana, soft landing. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Together, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Inhale, rise, reach your arms up, Crescent Warrior. Feel your front knee stacked over the heel. And kick straight through your right leg, tailbone down, draw your wrist up. You can do it, work. And bring your hands to your heart center, little lift to the chin, breath in. And exhale, spring step to the top of the mat. Arms by your sides, feel your feet. Release your low back, any grip, take a step back onto your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend your legs, sit back into your chair pose. And sit down lower. Touch your fingertips to the mat, just outside your pinky toes. Pull your heart through. Keep your hips back, reach your arms up. Utkatasana for 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, fold it out, straight legs, head down. Separate your feet so they're hip-width distance apart. Peace fingers, hook your big toes. Bring the weight forward into the balls of your feet. Roll your shoulders. And stretch the head down to the ground. Even breaths. And with an even-keeled mind, calm. Breathe into your hamstrings. On your inhale, lift halfway, straight arms. Exhale, forward fold, release your big toes. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, rise, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Belly draws in, circle the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Inhale, rise, arms reach. Exhale, feel the ground, balance, and warrior 2. Inhale to reverse your warrior 2. Peel the right side body open. And exhale, come back to your warrior 2. Right forearm to your right thigh. And swing your left arm all the way through. Modified side angle with your forearm on your thigh. Feel to your back heel, breathe into your back hip. Feel some awareness in your belly with your tailbone down. Feet on the ground. Inhale, rise and reverse your warrior 2. Reach back. Exhale, windmill your hands. Pivot on your back toes. Step your left foot to the top. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, right foot steps back. And stay here in your lunge. Turn your left toes out on a 45-degree angle. So both hands are inside your left foot. Okay, now roll to the pinky toe side so the inner edge of your left foot lifts off the mat. Kick like crazy through your back heel. Keep your right hand on the ground. Bring your left hand to your heart center. And breathe it. Feel it. Any tension. If your piriformis is really tight, and that is the muscle from your sacrum, across the back of your hips into your outer hip. Breathe. And you'll feel that on the left side. Bring your left hand back down to the ground and then step back into your downward facing dog. Eagle wrap your right leg around the front of your left leg and reset your hands if you need to. Keep lifting your tail. Feel your left leg working as you wrap and squeeze. You might feel this in your outer left hip flexor, TFL. Take your gaze to the hands, and then big step right foot through. Lower your left knee down, untuck your toes. Okay, now your hands frame your right foot, and let your chin come down. And so your chest, front of your shoulder, is resting on your knee. And feel if you're gripping, clenching, holding on tightness in your jaw, breathe into it. And releasing the upper back, feel the shoulders, right? What if you didn't know what you were feeling or what you were holding on to in your neck? And being in this pose allows you to expose to the mind, oh, that's what I'm holding on to. And then you take a breath with it and it becomes part of the mindful process, right? The awakening. And lift your chin back up, tuck your back toes, and step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, big step, left foot all the way through. Inhale, rise, reach the arms up. And exhale, feel the feet, warrior 2, transition, opening up the arms. And take an inhale, reverse your warrior 2, feel your side body elongate. And exhale, come back, warrior 2. Left forearm to your left thigh. Anchor the tail, reach your right arm over, little modified side angle. And as you peel the layers deep into your hips, and feel it on the right side, the psoas inside the frontal hip bone. Connect from the inner thigh, strengthen up through the belly, and support your lower back. On your inhale, rise and reverse your warrior 2. Reach up. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Plant pivot on your back toe. Step your right foot to the top. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back to lunge. And turn your right toes out 45 degrees. Both hands come inside. You strengthen your left leg. We are kicking through that back heel. And now roll to the pinky toe side edge of your front foot. Feel it wrapping around your hips. Left hand stays, right hand to your heart center. And it's kind of nice. My elbow is there on my inner right thigh and keeping me in the sensation, the piriformis stretch. And ride those waves of breath rolling through. And the more conscious, the more aware you can be of the breath. Wonderful. On the exhale, bring your right hand down onto the ground and step your right foot back. Come into a downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Soften the right knee down onto the mat. Untuck your toes. Left knee in front of the chest, front of the shoulder, and let your head get heavy. And release the shoulders off the back and let the neck soften. And use this space and to restore a deeper, longer, stronger breath in. And slower, calmer, and retreat-like breath coming out. Use on the inhale, start to peel the gaze forward. Curl your back toes, lift the right knee, step back into your downward facing dog. Together, inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, flow, chaturanga, belly in. Tops of the feet, inhale, strong legs, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips. Man, that pose has opened up so much. Hey, that is your upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Big toes together, lift your heels up. Bend your knees, exhale, walk or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Feel your hips as you stand tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Anchor down into the ground. Feel the feet. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, bend the legs. Sit back into chair. Stay with me. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Plant step or light hop. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Back heel pivots down and rise. Inhale, warrior 1. Stay for a beat. Drop the tail. Bend your front leg. Take another inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Back heel pivots high. Step back, plank, lower, chaturanga. Tops of the feet, inhale, up dog. Feel me. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, big step. Every step is intentional. Inhale, back heel down. And as you rise, warrior 1. And stay for a beat. Tailbone down. Shoulders ground. Lift your gaze. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down. Back heel high. Step back, plank, lower, chaturanga. Flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips. And then bring your feet in closer. Big toes together. Downward facing dog. Wrap your armpits into your chest and feel the upper back get wide. Lift your inner thighs. So inspiring, you guys. Draw with your belly. You're all moving through in this life in the way as you connect to this breath right now. It's a symbol. It's a sign. It's a check-in. It's a moment. You observe it. You let it tell you, let it teach you. Big toes together, heels up. Bend your knees, exhale, walk or float. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, circle the arms, stand up. Exhale, bring your hands into your heart center. And take a breath into your body, shoulders down. Nice, belly in, connect to your core. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And exhale, dive, bow, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Plant the hands, listen, step back into your high plank. In your high push-up, you draw with your belly, knit with your ribs, firm through your hands, soft through your jaw. Take in through your nose. And exhale, lift your bum, downward facing dog. Eagle wrap your left leg around your right leg. And feel that in the outer right hip as you work the inner thighs together. And keep turning the armpits in. That'll take the weight out of the shoulders and connect you to your upper back. Look at your hands, step your left foot through, and then walk both hands to the right, pivot into the side of your mat. And so you're facing the right side edge of your mat. Wide legs, forward fold, but your arms are straight. And you can even be here on your fingertips. And slide your heart through, shoulders back. Let's feel this. A little more weight into your toes while drawing your inner thighs back. And feel the lift in your tail, the rotation or the tilt of your pelvis. Okay, let's play. Turn your heels in, toes out, and then hands on your inner thighs. Lift your torso. Thumbs on the inside. Shoulders can shrug into your ears. Best we can. This is more of a play in the bone structure of your body. Some of you, it's going to look different and feel different for everybody. But we're rolling the knees out, and dropping the tailbone down, and connecting to the breath. And then feel this anywhere in your pelvis, anywhere in your legs, inner thighs. But hopefully it's helping to create some space for your low back to release tension, tightness, stress that you may be holding on to. On your next exhale, begin to straighten your legs. Bring your hands up to your hips. And turn your left toes in, turn your right toes in. So we're still facing the side of your mat. Reach your arms out into a T. Reach out as wide as you can as you knit your ribs back in. Feel the six-pack in your core. From this place, strong upper back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive. Keep the upper back strong, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale, walk your hands over to your right foot. Pivot square. Back heel high. Twist, right arm to the sky. And left leg should feel straight and strong. Right? We did this earlier, but now look down at the ground. Exhale your left knee to your left elbow. Hold here. Feel your standing leg. Reach your right hand back. Grab the inside of your ankle. Turn your knee up as you straighten your right leg. Left hand still down on the ground. And pull your heart through. Slide your shoulders back, of course. Breathe for 3, 2. Feel that quad. And then release the foot. Step back into your lunge. And then twist. Raise the roof with your right hand. Kick through your back heel. Beauty. Bring your gaze and right hand down. Pivot your back heel to the ground. Walk the hands over to your left foot like a record. Spin. Right hand down. Twist. Reach your left arm up. And stay with me. Up through the legs. Inner thighs. Low belly drawn. Gaze is down. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Feel your left foot. Legs standing. Reach back with your left hand. Catch the inside and then roll the knee up behind the hip. If you can get your thigh parallel to the floor, you're good there. If you can go higher, wonderful. Keep your right hand on the ground. Breathe into the body. And then soften your right foot. Step back into your lunge. Raise the roof in your lunge. Twist. Left hand goes up. Follow the breath. Gaze and left hand down. And bend your right leg. Step your right foot to the top. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stay in the fold. Hands behind the low back. Interlace your fingers. Take your dominant grip. Roll your shoulders back. And exhale, straighten the arms out. And turn the wrist in towards each other. Regrip if you need to. Breathe. Soften the thumbs to the bum. Bend the arms, release the grip, hands down to the ground. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, 2 big steps back. Bend your arms when your right toes land, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths in your down dog. Lips sealed, Ujjayi pranayama. Let it feel good, everything you have done in all directions, moving this breath meditation with awareness into your body. Start on the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Pivot your back heel down and keep your left hand outside your left foot, right hand to your right hip. So we can get that right shoulder to roll back and tailbone down. If I can set this and breathe here, then all we got to do is extend that right arm over the head, and you're in extended side angle. If that's tight, put something underneath your left hand. If you're highly modifying, then left forearm to your left thigh. As you get deeper, knees spread apart, right? Just like you did in your goddess squat, and little to less grip in your toes. Reach out through your right wrist. We got 3 more breaths. And work the belly in, bring your gaze and right hand down. Pivot your back heel high. You've done that. Set your hands, swing your left leg back. 3-legged dog. Curl the heel into your bum. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Now look at your right hand. Set your right hand. Notice I am not grounding the left foot, okay? But you got to look at the right hand and then left hand to your left hip. If that's too much, ground that left foot first. Keep both hands on the ground and then reach your left arm to the sky. You've set up the activation in space. Make sure you're supporting your shoulder and then pivot yourself square and then bring your left foot back down onto the ground. Take an inhale. Feel your downward facing dog. And feel into your right shoulder as it comes out of that tremendous layer of support and containment and activation. Left foot down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, big step, right foot all the way through. Pivot your back heel down. You've got your warrior 2 legs, and your right hand stays, left hand to your left hip. And make sure you don't have a mic pack digging into your back. Left hand to your hip. And remember, if we get this left shoulder back here, right, we've taken a lot of the stress out of the pose, opening up the hips, knees spread apart, and then all we got to do is extend that left arm straight over your head. Beautiful extended side angle. I mean, every pose is perfection when you're able to breathe in through it. Okay, let it treat your body as it needs to be treated, as your body is unique. It may look a little bit different from person to person. As long as your breath there, it is perfect. Nice connected, strong legs, belly and back. Gaze and left hand down. Pivot your back heel high. Set your hands and kick your right leg back up. 3-legged dog. Hey, we're here, still square, both hands on the ground. Curl your right heel into your bum. That could be enough. Now all we do is roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Look at the left hand. Okay, if we can hold that gaze, and then right hand can go to your right hip. Talk about some outer hip strength. And the gaze is down, support, bring your right hand back to the ground. Pivot square, and then step your right foot back onto the mat. So you're getting some outer hip activation, and you're getting some lat muscle strength. And people always say, man, when do I work my lats in yoga? Well, there you go. Spread your fingers, big toes together. Inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, take 2 big steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Take it up. Inhale, rise. Sweep the arms. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Interlace the fingers, release the index, humble the chin. Turn your elbows in and then reach your arms back up. Biceps behind your ears, ground through the feet. Lift, lengthen, and receive. Standing backward bend. Arch the spine any amount. And feel the openness through your hips, your psoas from your low back all the way through your middle to your upper spine. And belly in, bring your gaze and hands to your heart. Step back on the mat if you need the room. Inhale, circle the arms up. Now you might float. Exhale, dive. Feel this energy through your body. Hands to the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Plant step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. And inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Pivot the back heel down. Windmill your right arm, draws you up, and you're in Warrior Two. And take your hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow to your left knee. Okay, that's easy. Now inhale, come up, straighten your front leg. Reach your left arm forward, hips back. Keep your right hand behind your head as your left hand goes down onto your shin or to your ankle. Okay, roll your head into your right hand. So if that right shoulder is tight, you're going to feel it. And again, we're spreading the space underneath the armpit. Okay, even stretching across the chest. Reach your right arm up. Nice, feeling good. Ribs in. Feet grounded with breath. Exhale, reach your top arm over your head. Okay, on the line of your spine, reach out through your wrist, and then we can slowly call the gaze up underneath the bicep. Feel to your back heel. Inhale, rise, come all the way up. Ooh, pivot your left toes in, turn your right toes out, and then pivot your back heel high, power lunge facing the back of your mat. Bring your hands into your heart. Transfer the weight into your right foot. Float your left leg up. Toppling tree with your hands in front of your heart. Now bend your right leg. Bend your right leg. Lower it as far as you can. Take your left hand down. And then we go back up. Straighten the right leg. Twist. Reach your right arm to the sky. Kick through your heels. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, gaze and right hand down to the ground. Step your left foot back into a lunge. Keep your left knee lifted. You can do it. Feel your feet. Inhale, rise, arms up. Exhale, Warrior Two. Pivot your back heel down. Nice. Connect to your breath. Feel your body. And straighten your right leg. Pivot. Turn your right toes in. Reach both arms up. And take a dive through your midline. Forward fold. And let the head come down below your heart center. And you receive that space. Expand across your back. On your exhale, walk your hands over to your left foot. Pivot square. Soften your right knee down. Untuck your back toes. And lay your hips down in with gravity. And take a deep breath into your body. Just find your breath with your mind. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, step back into a high plank. Set your hands under your shoulders, plank pose. Exhale, bend the arms, lower chaturanga, elbows in. Tops of the feet, inhale, lengthen and drag those feet upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your bum, downward facing dog. Let's go. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, big step, right foot all the way through. Pivot your back heel down. Windmill that left arm up, draws you into your Warrior Two. Hands behind the head. Okay, notice your willingness to be right where you are. Take a breath into it. Exhale, right elbow, right knee. Inhale, come back up. It's light. Reach your right arm forward, straighten your front leg, and then hips back. Left hand stays on the head, right hand down to the shin or to the ankle. Cut your left elbow back in space. Of course, feel your feet head into your hand. We'll get a little something different. Okay, you're going across the upper back. And feeling this all the way into your back hip. And then from here, extend your left arm straight. And feel your feet, inhale, rise, come on all the way up, turn your right toes in, and turn your left toes out. Pivot square, right heel high, arms out in front, power lunge. Yes, draw it all into your belly, you've got this, hands to your heart, and then all the weight over your left foot, float your right leg up in space. Make sure you're breathing, right? Sweating of course, but breathing. Now bend your standing leg. Keep your back flat. Take your right hand down to the ground and now straighten the legs, kick through the heel and twist. Left arm reaches up. Pull your heart through. You work the expansion of your breath through all angles of your body, especially when it gets tight. Breathe into it. Soft jaw, bring your gaze and left hand down. Excellent. Step your right foot back into a lunge. Feel your feet, set your base. You could do anything on a base. Foundation, breathe in, rise, arms up. Exhale, warrior two, pivot your back heel down. And straighten your front leg, turn your left toes in. Arms up, broaden your back. On the exhale, dive, hinge. And wide-legged forward fold. Anytime you get the head below your heart, notice how you could take a deeper, fuller, and longer, more peaceful breath in. And setting you on your way, inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale, walk your hands over to your right foot. And pivot square, back heel high. And feel your lunge. And soften your back knee down. And let your hips and your head get heavy. The key is to processing everything that you're feeling, everything that you're going through, everything that is going through you, everything that is happening around you. Process all of it in through the filter of your breath, and you'll feel it move into the expression of your body. It may not then make it into a closet in your mind. That's the key. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, and step back into your high plank, high push-up. Bend the arms, lower halfway, strong chaturanga. Tops of the feet, flow your upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips. And we meet back into the downward facing dog. Make any adjustments in your hands. And of course in your feet, set hip width. And feel how your down dog is opened up this afternoon. On your next breath, exhale, bend your legs, come down onto your knees, please. Untuck your toes, take your bum back towards your ankles. And slide your hands forward, tuck the chin, forehead down to the ground, please. And connect to your breath. Inhale, rise up, all fours. Exhale, come down onto your forearms. And keep your forearms parallel to each other. Spread your fingertips like you're in downward facing dog hands. And your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And you crawl your knees in just a little bit. Curl your toes under. And then exhale, lift your hips and you're in dolphin. Hips up like down dog. Press your forearms out to your wrist, into your palms. And see your chest is going back towards your knees. Breathe in dolphin. On your exhale, slowly, softly come back down to your knees. Untuck the toes, push up to your palms, and you're back in tabletop. Right knee stays. Inhale, kick your left leg straight back. Tuck your left knee behind your right knee, and then get a good tuck. Separate your feet apart, and you can sit back. You can place a block, a pillow, or if your bum can come down in between, so inside your left ankle, and then you can sit all the way down onto the ground. And once you're there, vertical spine, feeling your hips, hands to your top knee, elbows around your sides. And work it out of the neck, out of the shoulders. As you get settled, you're welcome to close your eyes, maintain the consistency as you unravel the tightness and around your pelvis, and consistency of your breath. In through the nose, out through your nose, lips sealed and jaw is soft. Feel where your head's at now. Feel where your heart's at. We know where our body is, right? That becomes the perspective of knowing. Every other attachment can fall away. We know where our body is. You sense where your heart is. Feel and where your mind's at right now. You know, in many ways, you're frustrated, you're angry. And even as things are good or you feel supported, you're still frustrated, angry, unsure. And let yourself process everything that is going on in life. Let it come through this practice. And anchor yourself in your breath, in relationship to your breath. And we begin again. As you open the eyes back into the space, bring your hands forward and then crawl forward. Untuck your left knee from behind you and come back onto all fours. Tuck your 10 toes. Inhale. Exhale, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. Hey, that left hip should feel a little different than your right hip, so let's take the left knee to the outside of your left wrist and for a deep single pigeon. Right knee, slide it back. Left heel, flex the ankle and then bring it forward. Okay, even another centimeter. And then square your hips, and so you're rolling your right hip forward. And keeping your pelvis back. And then crawl yourself forward and come down onto your forearms or all the way down onto your chest with this deeper expression set through the left leg, and you may simply stay on your forearms today. And we're going to free up the knees as we get into the outer thighs, get into the outer hips. It's going to help take the weight and the pressure that we may be dumping down the body into the knees. It's going to help reduce that. And so outer hip stretch is really good if you tend to have, obviously knee injuries are different, but if you generally just have tightness in the knees, work these outer hips, breathe into these postures. And so many times you see people just kind of sitting in them. Breathe into them. You're here. And connect to your breath. And take 3 more breaths on this side of pigeon. let yourself be present with all the sensations in this release. Come back up to your hands. No rush. Tuck your back toes. On an exhale, lift the knee. Slide your left foot back. Ooh, tuck your toes and feel it come back into your dog pose. It might take a few breaths to reconcile these sensations as you come out of that pigeon, deep pigeon. And so give yourself that space. It's when you're functioning with the pause and that you've realized the space. You could say you know what the space is all you want to, but when you're functioning, when your actions connected and with your mind are actually operating from that space, now you got it. And come back down onto your knees, please. And tuck the right knee behind the left knee. And get a good tuck. Separate your feet apart as wide as you can. You could always place a pillow, yoga block. And if your bum can come all the way down inside your right ankle, and find that seat and square, neutral spine, shoulders over your hips, and hands onto your top knee, elbows soften down. Feel the release of pressure around the chest, the neck. You may not even have noticed everything that you were carrying in your shoulders and in your neck before this practice today. It really works moving with all these breaths in your body, the expression of your body, and to be more present with what's happening in your mind right now and how you may have shifted the things you may be thinking about now versus then, and how this can track with you going forward. And bring your hands in front, open the eyes if they're closed, and then we'll untuck the right knee, come back to all fours. And curl your 10 toes under, and let's feel it as we exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. This down dog is not the same down dog as when we started. And let's go for that deeper single pigeon, right knee to your right wrist. And set the shin on an angle, slide your left knee back. And you flex the right ankle and draw the right heel forward. So eventually you're getting your shin possibly parallel to the top of the mat. And square, so your left hip comes forward, tailbone down. And feel it on the outer right hip, and then come down onto your forearms. It's a little more active and supported when you're in pigeon this way of drawing the heel forward versus just letting the shin cut back and the heel towards the base of the pelvis. But you'll feel it. You know that you're separating tension from the bone, the sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine. And so you're freeing up to a certain degree your emotional and bag of tricks. Process those emotions, let them and be a part of the experience versus putting them deep down into the body. Getting into the sensation, whether you know it or not, is going to help you release those emotions so that you're not just holding them. Right? Your body is not a storage container. It's a light filter. It's a healer. In some ways, it's an energizer bunny. And take 3 more breaths in your single pigeon. And thank you, those of you that are listening to the practice. I always offer, even if you can't make it to the mat, put in your earbuds if you're working. You can listen to music while you're working. You can listen to this practice every day at noon while you're working, and you'll get the benefits of the breath cues, the energy, and how we transition and through the energy and from where we were into what we're doing into what we now feel. And come back up onto your hands, please. This time, rock off to your left hip and swing your left leg around in front of you. Those outer hips should feel cooked. And bend your legs. If you want a little sip of water before you lie down, take a sip. And then go ahead and lie down onto your back. And your choice, take your legs out straight or in soles of your feet together. If you want to feel butterfly pose, let your knees fall out. And either way, arms by your sides. You reset, settle through the upper back and your shoulders. And let's land here, centered. Curiosity to focus, to be focus, and to receive focus. That which is clarity, connection. Good job. If your legs are in butterfly, let your legs go out straight. If you are already in your final resting pose, Shavasana, you need to make a little adjustment. You are welcome to do that now. Let your body rest and let your hearts heal. We must heal as the energy and the life and what's being presented, it must go through us. In some ways, it's going to pack itself in, and hence the practice and to move it about. And then when it comes up, a little ceremony, healing ceremony when it comes up. I'm breathing with it now. Right? Before I didn't even know that it was packing itself into my body. Now I see it rising through my practice. I'm breathing with it. I'm healing, I'm forgiving, I'm letting it rise through the surface and then release. As I clear and connect more space, more peace, we begin again, and then we begin again, and then we begin again. We are simply in an instant of what our lives have to offer. And so we remain diligent and consistent in connecting to our breath on our mat, whatever that looks like for you. Join us every day, whatever that looks like for you. Take your time here, everyone. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for sharing this practice and being on the receiving end, and then also giving everything that you can and through your breath into your body, translating this practice and through you into all of those and that you connect with. And your light is important. Shine it bright. Shine it bright. And have a beautiful day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. And I think the plan is that Nicole will see you tomorrow from Hawaii. So tune in, noon. Have a beautiful practice. Have a great day. Namaste.